Jazz, and you are listening to Giving Up the Ghost podcast. Thank you for tuning in to us again. Cher is absent at this moment at home, probably cooking supper in Transcona. So in any event, I'm just introing our episode, which is episode number 2 for Doors Open at the Mariaggi Theme Suites. We'd like to extend a personal thank you to the owners, to Dawn, Loel, Matthew, and manager Rose. We had such an amazing time. It was really, really good. And as with every episode, we like to discuss the history as well as the hauntings. So episode number 1, we discussed the history portion. Today are the hauntings that have been known to happen in the hotel and is told by Loel, who is one of the co-owners. So again, we were out at Doors Open. We were at the St. Boniface Museum, Cher and myself. Then we had our substitute co-host T, or Teresa, came out at the Vaughan Street Jail. So those episodes will probably be over the next several weeks. We had so much material. It's so much audio, hours upon hours to go through. And, when you've got a full-time job and other stuff, commitments going on, it is rather hard to keep up. So in saying that, the reason why we're playing the Mariaggi Part 2 today is to introduce the contest that we're going to have as a giveaway for a $100 gift certificate at the Mariaggi Theme Suites here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So please watch the Facebook page and all our other social medias for the contest for how you can enter to win a $100 gift certificate towards your stay. Very generous. Thank you so much to Dawn and Loel for offering that for our listeners. Very kind. Today is actually July 10th. July 15th, I will be attending the Mystic, Mediums, and Mindfulness Market out at the Gimli Dance Pavilion in Gimli, Manitoba. So I think there's going to be approximately about 15 psychics, mediums that you can actually book an appointment with to sit down at a prorated price specifically for this market. So definitely, if you're in for wanting to know what the future holds or looking to connect with a loved one, this would be the place to do it and see who could help you do that. So what a wonderful opportunity. It's the psychics market, the Mystic and Mediums and Mindfulness Market. We ourselves will be there. Well, I will be there. I don't think Cher is going to make it. However, we have the lovely Kelly and Ashley from Winnipeg Paranormal Group who will be coming out co-hosting with me for the day. And as well, Kelly and Ashley will also be putting on a demonstration on ghost investigations, on the equipment they use, and just stories of their own. So certainly check that out. I believe from 11 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. You can always check Facebook to get the correct on that. But certainly we invite all our listeners from the Gimli area, and we know there's a lot out there, to come out, say hi to myself. And also we have merch available. We got t-shirts, we got little trinkets, coffee cups, beer cozies, all that kind of good stuff. So we have that at a nominal price. So if you'd like some merch from the podcast, definitely come out and also tell us your stories. Like, that's primarily why we want to come out to these events, is talk to you guys and have you guys tell us about what's been happening or what experiences that you have had, whether it's in a location, in your childhood home, or the home that maybe you're even in currently. So please definitely come out, come see us, come say hi at the psychic convention, psychic market, the Mystics, Mediums, and Mindfulness Market at Gimli Dance Pavilion in Gimli, Manitoba. The folks at Haunted Hospitals reached out to us. They wanted to know if our listeners had any stories that they could actually tape for an episode of their program. I know the program very well. I've watched many episodes. It's a cool show. They're looking to spotlight some Winnipeg stories and or even listeners who listen to us. You don't have to be from necessarily Winnipeg or Manitoba, but if you have an experience that you have had in a haunted hospital, definitely get a hold of the producers at Haunted Hospitals. I believe it's produced through the T&E network, the Travel and Entertainment Network. We will be posting more regularly on how you can reach out to them and tell them your story, and always tell us too, because we're all about the ghost love. So certainly let us know your haunted hospital story. If you want us to convey it to them or get a hold of them directly, there will be information on our social media at least once a week, we'll try and post that for you guys. And hopefully they're going to use some of our stories, because we have amassed quite a few stories on behalf of a lot of people here locally. Haunted Healthcare was one of our episodes back, and hopefully we'll be a part of it at some point. So anyway, that pretty much cleans up the housekeeping tasks that I just wanted to personally come on. Thank all of you again for listening to us and your support. Again, most of the episodes for the rest of the summer is pretty much going to be with what we did at Doors Open, and also with the upcoming psychic market coming up. We'll also have future episodes for that as well. So if you would like to get a hold of us directly, please contact us at givinguptheghostpodcast@gmail.com. And as Cher says, we are spread all over the world like icing. So you can check us out on any of the podcast forums, Spreaker, Apple, my mind is a blank, podcast, I don't know, all these, there's like 30 of them. So check us out. And anyway, but please enjoy today's episode. And we are talking specifically again to the owners, Dawn and Loel. Oh, and also really cool side note. We were also speaking with Susan Ainley, and she is a famous Winnipeg TikToker. She met us with us at the jail, and again the next day over at the Mariaggi theme suites. So certainly very cool. Shout out. Thanks to my husband Rick for co-hosting with me this time around, as well as shout out to our friend Lori, who stopped by as well too. So anyway, always sharing the ghost love out there. So enjoy this week's episode. Take care. There are no words that'll describe those rooms.
I know.
Amazing. Yeah.
This building, which is a 3-story Edwardian building, was called the Albert Block, and it was built in 1901. It was constructed as the Alexander apartment house. So it was an investment for 2 sons of Charles Tupper, which was Prime Minister of Canada, and Walter Sackling. So it's a trapezoid building. And it had commercial space on the ground floor, and it had apartments above. It had 18 bachelor apartments. So it was built at a cost of $52,000, which is a little over $1.5 million today. So shortly after opening, Mr. Frank Mariaggi launched a restaurant on the ground floor, which is the namesake of the hotel, of this Albert Block. And he had what they called a grotto downstairs. And you'll see pictures of it as we go along the tour. But the grotto was basically 4 private dining rooms, and it kind of had stucco on the wall. It kind of looked like Mr. Mariaggi's home island of Corsica, where he was from. And it was so unique to Winnipeg, they couldn't believe it. So the bar down in the grotto, which we will not be seeing in the basement because it's not there, but the grotto was the longest bar in Western Canada. So we're going to go a little tour of the hotel. So this has been converted into a hotel in like 1903, but it got converted back to apartments, and now it's back to a hotel, and it's an amazing hotel. So you just, honestly, you have to see it to believe it. So we're going to go over the balcony, and then we're going to take a look at some of these suites.
Giving Up the Ghost Podcast.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. Please do. Yes. Yeah. We're Winnipeg's first and only paranormal podcast. We've been doing it for 4 years. Well, this is my husband. Me and my partner who couldn't be here today. Would you like a business card? Do you like ghost stories? Please do take a business card. Yeah, we've covered quite a bit in Winnipeg and surrounding Manitoba areas. We're very specific to this region. We don't talk about Ontario. We don't talk about Alberta, Yeah, so we like to hear more, learn more. We explore. We do research on houses. If somebody has a house, we don't investigate, but then we'll do the history search, right? If it's a really old house. And we've actually found who's haunting people's houses. So it's kind of nice to make a connection between a person that you're living with that's not there or paying their share. So. Oh yeah.
The only reason I say that is the flooring materials in the bathroom was clearly spread on.
Okay. Really? That's interesting. So you found cat paw prints in your bathroom at your old house?
It seemed intentional, like they laid the flooring and then the cat walked through it. And maybe
Oh.
it was their plan.
Well, that's interesting, eh?
It was
Yeah.
an accident. The cat slipped in before the material.
Before it goes.
Maybe.
But he
Huh. Well, let's say it's a ghost cat. Makes it more interesting, right? So, yeah, please take a card. Check us out. Thank you so much.
I'm a truck driver, so I listen to podcasts.
Oh, well, there you go. We do drink and swear a little bit, but just, that's par for the course. That's right. Takes the edge off. So, some people are really bothered by that. They don't like that, eh?
Right.
They just want to hear us tell a ghost story, and then that's it. Like, no chat, no drinking.
yeah.
So I do throw that in, because
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you know we're drinking, then you know there's going to be a little chat. So maybe I'll read about the haunting part. So with regards to the Mariaggi theme suite, there is a possible haunting. So more about the first owner of the Mariaggi Hotel. The story was not about the hotel, but about the owner, Frank Mariaggi, who came into the city with the Red River expedition. He was accused of murder of James R. Brown, who was stabbed 33 times. Frank Mariaggi was kept at Upper Fort Garry while still drunk and with blood all over his body. If that's not incriminating, I don't know what is. But although he was later proved innocent of the crime, obviously had friends in high places, right? His friends within the fort where he was imprisoned had to smuggle him out in order to avoid the angry mob that formed to protest of the murder. So that's what they say is possibly haunting this place, if you believe in that. But we don't.
So it's not the hotel, it's the owner.
Right. Yes. The person who, the original of the hotel. Yes. No, not that dude. No, that'd be bad.
Yeah.
And they'd be kicking us out about that now, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, so the current owner, which is Don Laluk, said that now the hotel is a theme hotel with each room decorated to look like a certain part of the world: Morocco, Japan, Rome, India, Hawaii, Bali, and the Caribbean. So rooms go from $245 a night to $600, and each room is completely different. Although 80% of the hotel's clients are from Winnipeg, they also have guests from Europe and around North America. So they're renowned internationally. So, and that's the haunting part of the story. But I mean, it is a hotel. I mean, it was the rowdy 10s and 20s. I'm sure a lot of stuff happened in every hotel here. So I mean, you can have transient spirits, like it's the Exchange District. You
And
know,
it's
they
a
just
old
kind of wander.
hotel.
No. You just gotta be clear, very clear. Anyway, so, all right.
Started listening to you a couple of years ago.
Really? Seriously? Oh, why thanks.
First seen you at the
Dalnavart, 4 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've had some hiatuses with the COVID and then illness between me and my partner, and now we're back, kind of. You know, what's your name?
Rhonda.
Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda. Thanks. And thanks for listening. Yeah. All right. Nice meeting you. Take care. That was one of our listeners. That was one. Yeah. That's so cool.
That is cool. It's nice to meet the people that listen to
Yeah.
your show.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. You know. Hello. Welcome back. So, Dawn, this is Susan. She is one of the more famous Winnipeg TikTokers. On the.
Nice to meet you. I did something about this, knowing I was going to come for doors open. So, yeah, it's so cool to see you inside.
You've never been here before?
I have not, no. My brother and sister-in-law, for their wedding,
Yep.
Yeah.
parents got them 3 days
Right.
here after, as their honeymoon, because they were students and couldn't afford to go away.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure.
That's a
which
nice
room they
idea,
were.
yeah.
Yeah, sort
Yeah.
of like a short honeymoon.
Totally, and it was like this kind of time of year, like their wedding, their anniversary is like the 5th of June or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
Okay.
but it was like hot like this.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I'm sure.
We'll be
Their
back.
apartment for sure did not have air conditioning, so it was like.
you like now?
Yes, please take a card. Check us out. Thank you.
But yeah. So they stayed here.
Yeah.
But I don't know which one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll ask.
Yeah.
My mom would remember.
Yeah. Oh, watch behind you, Lori. Yeah, so I read about the haunting part. So essentially the original owner, Frank Mariaggi, he was accused of stabbing another fellow, Frank something or other, 33 times. Now, it wasn't said it was necessarily here or not. I'm thinking it was. But he stabbed somebody 33 times, killed him in cold blood. He was covered in blood when they arrested him. And then they took him to Upper Fort Garry, but somehow when they did his trial, they didn't find him guilty. And then when the judgment came out, there was like an angry mob that was ready to take him on, but his friends in the fort smuggled him out. That wasn't why he fled, but I think it was around, he loved Winnipeg. He married a girl from Gimli. Like, he loved the landscape. He loved Manitoba. But yeah, I'm thinking they don't make that correlation, but I wouldn't be surprised just for the fact that, all of a sudden he takes off with this beautiful hotel that he established, right? Yeah, but bye. Yeah, so that's a possible haunting, but it is a hotel. I mean, things happen in hotels all the time.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's old. It's
yeah,
an old building.
I know,
So
I know. Hi there. Yeah, please take a card if you like ghost stories, or if you have one, definitely tell us. And we drink and swear a little bit too, but that just takes the edge off. That's right. I always have to clarify because I've actually had people say, "Wow, I did not appreciate all the swearing."
Oh, seriously?
people email and
Oh
complain.
yeah. One time.
People will complain about
No, I
everything,
know, and that
but,
was.
I mean, that
I'm not
happens, but-
offended now because that was way back when we first started. Like they would give us ratings on Apple. Oh, they chat too much. I just want ghost stories. Yeah, we chat for like 10 minutes, like warm into it, and then whatever. You know what?
You know what?
That's
You're
fine.
not going to be for everybody. You don't
No,
want to be for
Right.
everybody
no,
anyway.
no.
Because the people that love you will love you, right?
Well, that's, and you know what? And
Yeah.
equally, we've had many people. Oh, it's like sitting around listening to my girlfriends
Yes, and
chat,
that's what I like.
and that's what I want. That's what
Yeah.
we want, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just
everyone
want
likes
to.
different stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But we really like that we've been able to connect with a lot of people that have had experiences that just kind of feel dejected by their families or friends. It's like, oh, I don't believe in ghosts, and and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I can't tell anybody, and then they tell us, and it's almost like a weight's lifted off of them
I'm sure.
because we get it, right? You know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Like I've probably only talked about maybe a quarter of what I've ever experienced because I'm kind of saving it for a book I'm writing. So
Yeah, don't give everything.
no. So yeah, like I've had some freaky stuff happen. So anyway, what you could smell smoke?
That one.
Oh, go check it out.
I absolutely did not go in there.
Oh, we'll go check it out. Yeah. Are you going anywhere else today?
I wanted to do the governor's house.
Oh, right, because you wanted to do it yesterday, but they're closed, right?
No, because by the time we finished with
Right.
the jail,
Yeah. Well, once we're finished recording here, then we're going to go take our own tour and take pictures and record with the phone. Yeah, I gotta get a mobile microphone at some point because now we're getting invited to a lot of ghost investigations, whereas before, grocery shopping. I've been in the. Yeah, so we were gardening all day.
people stayed here. I only took a couple pictures. Carol Burnett.
Carol Burnett, and who's that? That's what's his name. Robert. Robert Hayes.
No.
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't recognize
yeah.
that. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's one of my videos. Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
Look, Mr. Dress Up.
Mr. Dressup stayed here. Oh my God.
Three's Company.
Oh, okay.
Three's Company. Yeah. Superman. Oh,
That's
that's
cool.
interesting. Yeah. You've had a lot of famous people here, Don. That's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Well, but like I always say, 70% of our guests are right from around Winnipeg.
Oh, no,
Right.
for sure. Yeah. No, because you're providing something that the normal average person, like I'm not a traveler, I hate flying. Like this would be perfect because a lot of people just aren't comfortable, especially nowadays, right?
Right.
Traveling internationally and stuff is a scary thing, and you've brought it to them, and that's a beautiful gift.
It's a nice
It really
getaway.
is. We have more people coming for the weekend,
Right.
you know, and people need to get away, and they can, if you go to Mexico, getting there is half the thing. You still have to spend money when you're there.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
But look at all the people that had problems last year traveling with all the flight cancellations, right? And then you had a lost luggage, and who wants to deal with that? Like personally, I'm sorry. I go on a trip, I'd want to be stress free. I wouldn't
Right.
want to have to worry about my bag,
Right.
you know?
I agree.
So there you go. That's why y'all got to come to Mariaggi Hotel and stay here and experience it, for sure. And where's your next stop, Susan?
You know what? I think I'm done. I did so many
Oh, yeah.
yesterday. Honestly, I was gagged.
Yeah.
Go.
I walked 13K.
Oh my God.
Oh, really?
But you live right downtown though too, right?
Yeah. So like when I left you, I just went home. But
Yeah,
I was
for
still,
sure.
like, tired. Today I went I biked just because it was
Oh yeah.
less walking.
Yeah. I noticed the helmet today.
Yeah.
Safety first. I was telling my husband, I said, I'm rethinking this whole thing. I think we want to maybe just make contacts with different places and just ask, can we just sit and record for the day? Worst they can say is no,
For sure. Yeah.
And I think that's probably the way to approach it. Like, because when you have a day like this, it's a little hectic, and there's a lot going on, and you can't really feel the vibe of the place without,
Oh, no, too many people.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's it too.
Which is great, but
It's
well,
no,
not a
like,
lot.
you know,
Right.
it's good
But also
energy
jail,
and
the only way you get anywhere
is that
here
one day a
is that
week
one
or one
weekend.
day a year. Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
2 days a year, but
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
that weekend, right?
I know.
Too many people.
Too many people. Yeah.
It's cool though.
Yeah, it is very cool. But I asked Kristen, I said, like, can you not do your own tours? Because she does tours, right? And I said, can you not? She can't, no, because of the guards, right? So, anyway,
And I can only imagine, like, I imagine for liability and insurance and stuff like that.
that's part of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be a lot.
It
'Cause
does
it's
all of a
super
sudden.
uneven, right? Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because they've torn stuff out. Like,
Right.
I mean, it's just a shell, really. Until
Yeah.
you get to the basement.
Yeah, for sure.
But
But
I know
like, even if we could just sit and just absorb the energy for the day and just see what we pick up, you know?
yeah.
Like actually, Paranormal Winnipeg, they'd offered 2 weeks ago for us to come on another investigation, and then she told me last night they're going to do it last night, and I was like, I can't do it. It's the old nursing home that was on Mayfair, which turned into a transient place, and they're about to demolition it. The energy I think would be just too much for me. Yeah, I kind of sensitive sometimes. So, and given the long day that we had yesterday,
Yeah.
that would just suck the life out of me. I'd be way too. Yeah, the energy would just be like too.
I only felt something in one room at the jail yesterday.
In the cells downstairs. Oh,
Really, I always feel like with the
the
I
cells.
used to give tours of the cells downstairs, and
But I do feel that one big room where I think her name is. I think her name's Susan. No, the other room where it was like the hospital area or whatever. I do feel somebody was watching me one time. I had that feeling. Okay. Well, it's nice seeing Susan Ainley. Okay. Check out her TikToks. They're amazing. And bye, Lori. Bye, Lori. Bye. So you got to meet the
TikToker.
famous TikToker. She's got 9,000, 10,000 followers.
Nice.
Nice. Love her TikToks. Sorry. Your name, I did catch it before. Denise. Hi, Denise. Nice to meet you. I'm Jazz.
How are you guys making out?
Good.
I've been telling everybody that I'm just making sure they all come because I don't want them to be part of your tour.
Oh, yeah.
They don't get lost and
Yeah,
get
yeah,
some
yeah.
chemical and they'll be part of a ghost later.
Yeah, no worries. Like, whatever. Sure.
You guys do. So what
Good. Very good. Just this. We were at St. Boniface Museum yesterday as well as the jail. So,
Okay.
yeah, my
Devon
social
Street
battery
Jail.
gets kind of petered out. Like my actual partner, no offense, she was at the museum with us yesterday.
Well, there's the partner and then there's the partner.
Right. Yeah.
There's the partner and then the podcast partner.
That's right. My pod partner. There we go. So just speaking with Denise from Doors Open, and she and her assistant have been giving tours every 15 minutes. So, but it's slowing down. So, how many people have you guys had so far? 63. Seems like a lot more. Like there was just like waves of people.
Some people joined after we had left.
Oh yeah,
I'm almost sure that this number is less than what
On
it
the
actually
low
is.
side.
yeah, sure.
I just saw when you were coming out, I just saw 6 people going that way.
Oh, okay.
So,
So that would be 60 people. That's 69.
yeah.
I hear something making a noise. Like you've got it's such a good location. Like it really is. It's a beautiful patio. I never know that there was a patio here before. Do you have any ghost stories?
Ghost stories?
Do you like ghost stories?
I do.
Do you? Take a business card and give us a listen or tell us a ghost story. There's some business cards right. We're called Giving Up the Ghost.
And they talk about like stories.
Yeah, just local. Yeah. Manitoba, Winnipeg. We're very specific. We don't talk about Las Vegas. We don't talk about Toronto. Local. Yeah, for sure. And we're always looking for new ones too. And you know what? They're not just commercial. Like it's not just how do I want to say, like the businesses you know of or the places you know of. It's people telling us their personal stories. And we even talk about story like, you know, we won't give the address. Like a lot of times we'll know the address, but we'll say the neighborhood or the street, and then they'll tell us stories. Yeah. So because we totally believe in it.
Have you told any stories in the Western before?
I think so in the Weston. Yeah. I can't remember because sometimes we'll go to Reddit and we'll ask if anybody has any stories, and then we'll sometimes, you know how Reddit's kind of weird, right? So it's good and bad. And but we've got some people that are just brutally honest, and because they're on incognito, right? So they'll tell us. But you can tell we've never really had a fake story, I mean, when we first started this 4 years ago, there was a couple people that kind of told us stuff, and it was like, and we never put it out there, like we never. But I mean, on Reddit and stuff, like you can kind of tell if it was fake. And so far, and then we'll recite the stories, we'll tell the stories, yeah. But
Do you ask on Winnipeg Reddit?
yes, yeah.
Do you do since the 4 years you started? Is this now your first?
No, unfortunately, it's not. At some point, it's just like a really glorified, cool hobby. But like, I make no money at this. My partners share. But I upload the episode. I pay like $20 some a month to, subscribe to Spreaker, right? Sometimes from their ads. Sometimes I'll make like $10 here, $10 there. So it's a hobby.
Also, your podcast only play on the website?
Oh no, we're everywhere. Yeah.
iTunes, Spreaker, Spotify.
We're on like 30 different. Like if you were to Google us.
Did you see John Heatherington's ghost?
No, you got to tell us about that.
John Heatherington.
This is Loel. He's the owner of the hotel as well.
John Heatherington came.
He's the son. Yeah. Well, their owner.
Right.
Yeah.
He came here about 50 years ago,
Okay.
and
Sure, you don't have to.
he came 50 years. No, more than that. For crying out loud, he came about 70 years ago.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, probably 70 years before my dad bought this building.
Okay.
He came here.
Okay.
And he lived where our Egyptian suite is right now.
Oh, okay.
He lived there for like 50, 60 years.
Wow.
In a small little area.
Right.
He came from after the army he came.
Yeah.
He lived there for 50, 60 years. He actually passed away in that suite.
Oh, okay.
And we think that his ghost is still around here.
Really?
Because every now and then we feel his presence.
Oh, for sure.
Because he's a great guy. And every time I feel his presence, I say, John, send some business to us, please.
So this John, did you ever meet him?
Oh, yeah. I grew up with him. Like I was younger and he was older.
Yeah.
But he had a really nice girlfriend that came. Didn't live with him, but she always came, and he would always bring Molson beer.
Oh, nice.
A case of Molson beer. He'd always have a case of Molson beer with
Every
him.
now and then you should just leave a bottle open for him.
You know what? That's a good idea.
I think that would be nice.
I'll
I
do
think
that
John would
tonight.
appreciate it. Yeah.
I'll do that tonight.
I think
Molson
so.
Canadian.
Yeah.
And then just see if it's empty the next morning.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
For sure. Oh, cool story.
There's who else? But for sure, John Heatherington is around here somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some others
So
too.
he was like just a confirmed bachelor, just like living in a hotel?
Yeah, he
That was
just
it?
lived all the time in that little suite before we made it the Egyptian room. Now,
Well, we'll have to check that out because
Yeah.
once we're done here, we're gonna pack everything in and just kind of walk around with the phone with the recording and just take pictures. That'd be
yeah.
awesome. Yeah, very cool.
I always have fond memories of John Heatherington.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
saying,
cool.
and I was saying to your dad, I didn't realize so many people have stayed here. Hey, you have all the
Like
pictures
famous
of the
people.
famous people.
We've had some really cool cats here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My favorite has to be Mr. Dressup, Ernie Coombs.
That blows my mind. I
He was-
worshipped him.
He was our first sort of movie star-ish guy.
Oh, yeah?
And he came, and he was so nice. He stayed in the Jakarta room, of course.
Oh, cool.
And his assistant stayed in our Japanese room.
Oh, yeah.
And they had something over here at the his farewell tour at the what is it called? The
Playhouse Theater? Or?
no the
Centennial.
Centennial Concert
Okay.
Hall,
Okay.
and it was full of people.
Oh, yeah, I can believe it.
Full of people, and he did his Finnegan and all that stuff, the tickle trunk.
Yeah.
I remember seeing him when I was 18 and I went to Red River Community College and he made an appearance there and the whole campus was empty because everybody gravitated to come
Sure.
see. You know, like that's a legend, right?
Really, really cool guy.
Very cool.
And the other guy that I really liked knowing about being here was the original Boba Fett from Star Wars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the original Boba Fett. His name.
All of a sudden, my husband's interested now.
His picture is up on the wall too, and
I'll
his
have to check that
costume
out.
is there.
Nice.
But we've had all kinds of really cool cats.
Yeah.
Izzy Asper had his 65th birthday party here.
Oh, okay.
He's the one that helped
Yeah.
spearhead the Human Rights Museum. You know, Chief Fontaine had his 70th birthday party here.
Okay.
We've had some really, really, really neat, cool people.
Very cool.
That's nice.
Nice to
Yeah.
hear. Yeah, like it's one that, you know, your hotel is one of Winnipeg's hidden gems, truly, you know.
We've been here for such a long time, and you know, it's amazing. Groups of people have heard of us, and then like 4 houses down, no one's heard of us.
Right.
But you know, the word of mouth is getting around, and thanks for doing this because this
for
helps
sure.
us as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're more than honored to come down and check it out. And once we heard that potentially there was a ghost here, I'm like, let's check this out and see what's going on.
Well, I think John Heatherington's wandering around here for sure, but also some of our cleaning gals. I remember when Terry, it's a family business,
Of
right?
course, yeah.
So my cousin Terry, she was convinced that there was a ghost in our African safari room because every now and then there would be some odd thing that would happen. The door would open when it shouldn't have opened.
Right.
I mean, we have door
nice meeting you. Thank
closers on our doors, right?
Right.
The door would open, and then you know, she said, "What is going on here?"
Yeah.
But I don't know who that would be in that suite.
You know, thinking about it though too, like we had this in-depth conversation. We were over at the BMD and Eli 2 weeks ago with the Winnipeg Paranormal Group, right? They invited us. They were doing an
Okay.
investigation out there. The owner, Linda and John, were really, really nice. Linda's like right into it and stuff, the owner, right? And they've had
Okay.
it since 2002, I think. So anyway, long story short, you know, when Linda was asking, how do these things happen sometimes? Because of course it was an old nunnery. So of course, you know,
Yeah.
that's a given. But, you know, your average house may not necessarily have had somebody pass in it, but a lot of times when people pass, they gravitate to a place that gave them fond memories or happy
Yeah.
times, you know. So I mean, or even possessions sometimes have an attachment to like if something was of personal and favorite to somebody, like they'll attach to the possession. Like it's a whole bunch of transient spirits. Like look,
Yeah.
you've got like, you know, Market, the Exchange District.
Yeah.
I mean, so much history and activity. I mean, the jailhouse used to be just like around the corner where gallows and, you know, all this kind of stuff. So
Sure.
I mean, like when you have all this rich history and energy, because energy is energy, right? When somebody passes, that doesn't necessarily mean the energy dies. It just goes on
Yeah.
to something else. So you have transient spirits. So I mean, the hotel itself may not be because of somebody specific, is what I'm saying.
Right.
And that could be said for a lot of locations. too.
Right,
You know,
right.
it could be possessions, like you've got like some really cool, unique items, you know, like
Right.
from around the world. And
Who knows? Maybe even Mariaggi himself is coming to take a look.
maybe it was his favorite place, right? He
You
loved
know,
this place. He loved
yeah.
Winnipeg,
This
you know?
was his. You know,
This was his.
this was his. He
Yeah.
built it,
Exactly.
and now to see what's going on now,
Yeah.
I think he'd be very, very happy.
Very impressed.
See, when people talk about ghosts, it's not necessarily that they're bad or anything.
No,
Like
yeah,
ghosts can be just as good.
yeah, for sure.
They're
Exactly.
just there, you know, and
Yeah.
viewing and seeing what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you know, when you're talking about, like, say for example, if you know the story of the Burton Cummings Theater, right?
Yeah.
There's that Mabel and I can't remember her husband's name. They were famous vaudevillian stars, and they were on tour. They came to Winnipeg. They were on stage for like 2 months or 3 months. That was their gig, and then they had to go back to England. And they said, "This is our home. We're coming back." Right?
Yeah.
And then the boat that they were on, Hackney. That's Mabel Hackney. I can't remember her husband's name. Very famous vaudevillian stars,
Sure.
whatever. And the boat that they were on, that would take them through the strait in Quebec. I can't remember what is, you know, whatever. I'm not in my right mind right now. But the history of that one, the boat crashed, right? And they died.
Right.
They perished. They were never found. And the thought being that the theater itself now is haunted because they've actually come back. Because there's even a plaque at the front of the theater, right, when you go in there, and it's dedicated to them.
Yeah,
And
I
the
could
fact
see
that
that.
they said this is our home, and you know what, energy is energy. They probably came back, just maybe even Frank came back, right?
You know, when I had the opportunity to go to France with my family,
Nice.
and Mariaggi was actually from a little tiny island off the coast of France called Corsica.
Right.
Corsica is a beautiful island, and I went to Corsica
Okay.
specifically to visit his
would too,
hometown,
yeah,
and
sure.
I talked with some of his relatives,
Oh,
and everything else, and he. From what I understand from his relatives, I saw his home, his hometown, his house that he lived in, and they were really kind to me. And maybe they're interested in this podcast.
You never know.
Hang on. Wait. I'm just finishing this. So I saw them, but probably Mariaggi would be very, very impressed. His family was enthralled and happy to know that his name lives on in Canada.
For sure.
In Canada.
That's right.
That's good.
You know, because they're all in Europe.
Right.
And
he married a girl from Gimli, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
very
it's
cool.
kind of neat.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay,
Now
sorry.
it's your turn.
Thanks a lot.
Dad,
Appreciate that.
now it's your turn. You can go for it.
Thank you so much, Loel. If you want to come back
Thanks. See you
after,
again.
see you after. Okay, thank you. Live every day like it is your last, but never give up the ghost. Ciao for now. Bye. You should know this. You should. 148 episodes. You should know this.